No Use for a Name time is here. I feel like this record came out just yesterday. Not really. I feel like it came out about 12 or so years ago, because this is the No Use for a Name album, the feel-good record of the year, which came out 12 years ago on the record company of music publishing, Fat Wreck Chords. So here, taking a look at the obverse of the record sleeve, we have the name, we have a field, and a lady lying down in the field listening to some records outside, contrary to how a record player should typically be used. And a little bit of a nitpick for you, a little bit of a interesting fact. This was actually printed upside down by mistake. This is how it should actually be, which is very strange because the back was actually also printed upside down, but that's not here nor there. So back to the obverse of the cover. This looks like it was pasted on using a special painting device, which is of course simply the art direction of the record. Let's move on to the reverse. Album reverse, excuse me, I have the hiccups. Here's the barcode. That's for scanning, whether or not you need to scan it in a shop or use it for a game of barcode battling. Here is the track listing. Side A, 7 tracks. Side B, 7 tracks. An admirable level of songwriting and recording. 14 very good songs for us to hear. Here's the band playing on the stage. In case you didn't realise it was a band, you can see them now visually and understand that it is indeed a band. Here we have the band's MySpace page. Thank you very much, Justin Timberlake. And down here, Fat Wreck Chords again. Let's take a closer look inside the record after giving it a precursive sniff. Oh, 6 different characters drawn in a comic. Oh, and a smashed up drum head. No, there's no sense. There's no more sense at all. Just the 2 cents. Let's take a look inside then. A record for the music and an insert for the non-music but music information. Here we have kind of silver. Oh, it is silvery. Look at that, very shiny. The feel-good record of the year news for name is a picture of the different bandmates. We have Apple Ian, Jenkins Disaster, Lemonade Piston, and Shadow Master. There they are, all 4 of them. Of course, Lemonade Piston being my favourite and most important of the band. Here's the thanks section, which is nice, I guess. And here, the usual lyrics for your karaoke party. It's good that it's karaoke ready. Ain't it, mate? Let's have a look at the record now. Inside, the traditional white paper sleeve, which you wouldn't get anything else back in the 2000s, would you? Every record you buy, and unless it was right at the end of the 90s, you might get it printed in a sleeve, maybe. But I meant 2000s, excuse me. Earlier, at the start of the 2000s, you get nothing else other than a regular white paper sleeve. Towards the end of the 2000s period, maybe around 2008, 2009, in came the rise of the printed inner sleeve, which I don't like very much because they're too flimsy. Here we go, look at this. It's a kind of dark yellow colour. Dark yellow. And here is, of course, the band name. Again, No Use for a Name, feel-good record of the year, the track listing. Let's waste no time now in listening to one of the sides to see if it sounds like a typical No Use for a Name album, or if it's a bit rubbish, like Keep 'Em Confused. That one kept me confused, still does. Never listen to it again. Let's check it out. That's definitely a step up from Keep 'Em Confused. Actually, after about a million hours thought, I've decided it's a step up or 2 2 steps up from Keep 'Em Confused. It's back up to where it should be for No Use for a Name. A dandy little album with lots of dandy songs. There's actually no songs on side A that I dislike or would skip. So let's move on to side B, which sounds like this: B, B, person in it, B, and just let the sound out. B. Side B, to see if that's also Reptilian. Cooey, what a side, what a bunch of songs. Is it as good as the first side? Not quite, because if I could only afford to buy one side of the album, if I'd spent half my money on this week on fixing all the broken chairs in my house, if I'd spent half of the money that I have put aside for records on cat food and dogfish ears, I could only afford one side of a record. I would spend it on side A of the record, because it has the faster tempo songs generally, which is the one thing that I like so much about these Fat Wreck bands in the old days. Not so much the recent days, because as we know, there's been changes with the quality of Fat Records, hasn't there, recently? Hey, you know what I'm talking about? So that's very nice. Should you go and check out this album? Yeah, why not? And you're not going to get any more, are you? You're not going to get any more Nice Funny albums, not unless some magic happens. Which is funny, because you could say this album was slightly magical in its quality. Very good. So if I was to give this a rating out of many, 18 out of many. 18 out of many would be my peripheral score for you, the discerning listener. Thanks ever so much for checking out this album. If you own it, go and listen to it again. Go and refresh your brain on its fun distinctions. If you don't own it, just go and check it out a little bit, see if you should own it. I'm not going to say to you definitely should own it, but that's that. Okay, have a nice week, and don't let the scallywags jump you on the way home.
Thank you ever so much for watching my very good video. Don't forget to subscribe to the Very Good channel and come back next week for another very good video. A video to watch. Now, it's a good video.